So there's something happening online right now, a kind of signal. Think of it like a whisper that's getting louder and louder. Our source material for this explainer says it's pointing to this massive shift in how we exist on the internet. And it all kicks off with a number that is just, honestly, it's staggering. 1.7 billion. Yep, you heard that right. Just let that number sink in for a second. We're talking about almost a quarter of the entire population of Earth, and the argument from our source is that this isn't just some random statistic. No, this is a huge unified demand. It's like a global chorus of people all asking for the exact same thing, something they don't have, at least not yet. Okay, so what on earth are all these people searching for? I mean, what one single idea could possibly get that many people's attention all at once? Well, the answer, at least according to the source we're looking at, has nothing to do with a new phone or the latest social media craze. It's actually about something much deeper, a real, growing frustration with how our digital lives are set up.
All right, so to really get why people are searching for this, we first have to talk about the problem, and it's a big one. The argument is that the internet we all use, every single day, it's actually been designed, whether on purpose or not, to kind of dehumanize us. And this really breaks it down. Think about the two main identities we've been handed online. You've got the big tech world, right? Social media, where you're not a person, you're a user account. You're basically a product to be sold. Then you have the other side, early crypto, where you became a wallet address, just this long anonymous string of numbers and letters. The source material argues that in both of these worlds, the actual human just gets completely lost in the shuffle.
And the source really doesn't pull any punches here. I mean, look at this quote. This was the era where human identity disappeared, leaving only data, only code. The whole idea is that as we evolved digitally, we accidentally left something super important behind, a real, meaningful sense of who we are. So this brings us right back to those 1.7 billion searches. See? It's not just people being randomly curious online. The argument is that it's a direct reaction to this whole problem. It's the entire world, basically, searching for an escape hatch, an exit from an internet that just sees us as corporate data or a string of code. Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, the source we're looking at introduces this new concept that's designed to flip this whole thing on its head. It's called the GoldID, and it's all about taking back what we lost.
And at its very core, the GoldID isn't really just a piece of tech. It's more like a declaration, a simple but really powerful statement that just says, I am a human. It's supposed to be the direct antidote to being seen as just, address 0x in.
So you might be asking, how does this actually work? Well, a GoldID isn't just one single thing. Think of it more like a unified hub for your entire digital life. Imagine if your name, your identity, like a passport, your wallet, and your personal website were all rolled into one single thing, an identity that you and only you actually control.
And what that looks like in practice is just simplicity. Instead of that super long, impossible to remember string of code, you get a name that a human can actually read and remember, like Nova.Gold or Satoshi.Gold. It's an identity that means something again, and, crucially, it's one that you really truly own.
But this idea is way bigger than just a cool new tool for individuals. The source material sees this as the spark, the catalyst for a massive movement. They call it a great digital migration, a shift away from the internet owned by giant corporations and into a new digital world that's actually built on human ownership.
And you really can't get a starker contrast than this. On one side, you have Web 2.0, the world we live in now, where corporations own pretty much everything, and we're the product. And on the other side, you have this idea of WebGold, a world where humans own everything, where we're the ones in charge.
And look, the ambition here is just massive. The source is super clear on this point. This isn't just a tech upgrade, like going from 4G to 5G. This is framed as an upgrade to our entire online society. It's a fundamental shift in power and philosophy, so big, they literally call it a civilizational migration. So to actually pull something like this off, you need a whole new ecosystem, right? And that's exactly what the source lays out. It all starts with the GoldID, that's the core. That's built on something called eGold chain. Your data lives on Gold Sky, which is like a decentralized cloud nobody can just turn off, and the whole thing runs on Gold OS. So you can see, this isn't just some new app, it's a complete, from the ground up reimagining of how our digital world is built.
Okay, so all of this is leading up to the source's biggest argument. The idea is that we are right now, at this very specific moment in history, a moment where this enormous pent-up demand is about to crash right into the technology that can finally give it what it wants.
And the whole premise boils down to something really simple. True revolutionary change, it doesn't start with the tech. It starts with a massive human need. The demand, it always comes first.
And if you look back at history, we've seen this pattern play out over and over again, right? People wanted money that couldn't be censored, and boom, Bitcoin was born. People were craving digital connection with friends, and then came Facebook. We all wanted a powerful computer that could fit in our pocket, and the iPhone arrived. The argument is that these 1.7 billion searches are exactly that same kind of signal, a huge existing demand that's just waiting for the right solution to show up.
And what happens when the technology, the infrastructure, finally catches up to all that pent-up demand? It's not a slow, gradual change. It's an explosion. A super-fast, transformative shift that completely changes everything. So the logic of this explosion, as the source sees it, is pretty straightforward. Step 1, the Gold ID acts as the key that finally unlocks all that demand. Step 2, the e-gold chain provides the solid foundation to build on. And Step 3, the result is the birth of a whole new digital civilization, WebGold.
And that really brings us to the ultimate question here, doesn't it? Are these 1.7 billion searches, are they just a flash in the pan, a passing trend? Or are we actually right now witnessing the very first signs, the first tremors of a whole new digital civilization that's about to be born? It's a pretty wild thought, but it just might be a peek into what's coming next.